Hello everyone, Sauga here. SAO Gamers is proud to present Final Fantasy, Trials of the White Mage. In this series we will follow the adventure of the White Mage Emmy as she embarks on a quest to save the world. What secrets will this new world hold? What treasures await her? And what pain will she face to find out? Emmy has been forced to walk a dark, treacherous path, and with nothing but her thoughts and her journal to keep her company, only one question remains. Does she have what it takes to survive, or will darkness swallow her whole? Hello, my name is Emmy. I was sent here to investigate strange things happening in the area around Cornelia. I just arrived today, and wouldn't you believe, I met some new friends. They are strange, but we just sort of hit it off. I'm so glad I don't have to do this alone. I'm starting to feel a little uneasy. When we went into town to gather equipment, everyone insisted that I take it all. When the merchants advised that they all equipped themselves for the journey ahead, one of the girls insisted that where they were going, they wouldn't need anything. It was for a brief second, but I swear I saw a hollow look in their eyes. We visited an old woman today. She said her name was Illy, and that for a very small price, she could teach us how to cast magic. I was hesitant, but everyone just insisted I take the offer, and once again, refused it themselves. This time there was no mistaking it. That look again. Hollow, distant, almost as if they were dead. It almost felt like the woman knew my friends, and after learning the magic she offered, they seemed in a rush to leave. Before heading out, we decided to stop and take a rest. I ate some fish and rice that the girls said that they had brought from their homeland. It was incredible. But abruptly, the girls insisted that I equip my new gear so we could hurry up and leave. I wasn't quite ready, but eager to make my new friends happy, I did so at once and began to head for the town gate. But one of the girls grabbed my robe, insisting, almost pleading, that I stay behind them. There's that uneasy feeling again. Something just isn't right. There's no way to prepare for something like this. Warriors of Light, Princess. What were they talking about with that guard? These were the thoughts in my head when we left town. The girls insisted we train. They wanted me to learn how to fight, I guess, so that I could be useful. It almost felt like I was being groomed for some greater purpose, but I quickly banished such a thought as arrogant. They promised to protect me, and told me to make sure to stay behind them when not attacking. The hours simply flew by. Our leader looked hurt, and I wanted so badly to help her. Without thinking, I cast Cure. The magic felt so warm on my fingertips. but she looked sad. It wasn't long after that we encountered him, a lone wolf with a scar on his left eye. Could it be a test? That is what I thought of it at the time. But our attacks glanced off of him like nothing I've ever seen. He wasn't even fazed, so we ran. It was all we could do. We were so sure that we had escaped, but there he was again, the wolf, with the scar on his left eye. Immediately we tried to escape again, but he pounced. I can't even begin to describe the grisly, tearing noises as he tore into one of my new friends. Why did she have to die? Why not me? Our leader tried to stay behind, tried to save her, but the wolf lashed out at her with a sharp claw, catching her square in the chest. I begged her to allow me to heal her, but she simply shook her head and pushed on. We tried so hard to drag her back into town, but it was a rough road, and we were lost. Just as we saw the sprawling castle through the trees that stood as a beacon of light to guide us home, more imps jumped out at us. They all wore these strange masks, and seemed to be part of some sort of tribe, possibly brothers to the thieves that we'd escaped earlier. Unlike before, when all the imps plunged their knives into our leader, it seemed somehow less tragic, a little easier. She smiled as she fell to the ground, and immediately that sense of uneasiness crawled its way up my spine, causing me to shiver. Fighting back tears, I grabbed my last friend's arm, and I ran. I begged her to please follow me back into town, but that normal, emotionless look that was all too familiar was replaced by one of rage and pain, a countenance seeking revenge. 4 more of them approached us. Out of pure anger and fear, I slapped her. I grabbed her arm again and we ran. It was then that I noticed tears stinging her eyes. I ached for her. I was new to this group, but they must have been traveling together for a very long time. I wiped her eyes and guided her quietly to town, where we decided it was time to rest. Our bodies were weak and our morale was broken. As we sat there at the table in the inn, we talked. She told me that those 2 women were her sisters, Karen and Sarah, and that they were triplets sent to Cornelia to save the princess. She told me her name was Winry. I asked her about that look that often haunted her and her sister's eyes. Do you know what she told me? She said that when they were traveling here, they met a witch in a cave, and that she told them they were all going to die. She burst into tears, apologizing that she wasn't as strong or as accepting as her sisters. She looked me in the eyes and told me she didn't want to die. I hugged her and told her that if I could, I would protect her. I failed. I tried so hard to protect her, and I failed. We left town shortly after we woke up. Still, when we refused to purchase any equipment, despite last night, her unpleasant mantle of calm acceptance had seemed to return, and even after what had happened to her sisters, she insisted we train. 3 more imps ambushed us, and we tried. Believe me, we did. I couldn't remember how to use magic. It's all so new to me, and I just couldn't remember. I know it was my fault she died. I know it was. But Winry, I got revenge. I wish you could have seen me. I killed him for you. I will grow strong. I can never forgive the world for what it has done to you 3. Winry, Sarah, Karen, your memory will remain with me, and I will avenge you. 24 hours have passed since I began my journey. The walk back to town was quiet. You'll have to forgive me, but I'll not be riding for a while. I don't have it in me. I have to try and find their bodies, then bury them, if there's anything left to bury. When next I write, it'll be with the blood of their murderers on my hands.